Ted Jones mess with the wrong melon farmers.
Ted Jones, I also call him the eighth wonder of the real estate world.
Ted Jones, who knows, it could be.
Ted Jones?
The Ted Jones World Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Ted Jones World Podcast. I am joined here by my good-looking and suave host, Pat Charmel. He's off camera right now, but we're gonna get his face in here one time this episode.
I got a face built for radio.
Yeah, no, dude, come
Face
on.
for radio.
You got a good-looking face too for the camera. We got to get you in here at least one time this podcast. If you're noticing, I got a lot going on right now. I have this shirt saying DM me for an ad with fresh French fries in the middle. I'm a big French fry guy. If you're noticing, my microphone is actually blue today. Pat's microphone over there is still black. Not a lot of flavor on his end in terms of microphones, but we'll get to that. And also, I wanted to address my speech as well. Slowly moving forward, still healing. Jaw is still broken, but we're eating more foods, and I just got Invisalign, but I'm not going to keep the Invisalign in when I'm recording this podcast because that would just be too difficult. So if you also notice, I have a Band-Aid on my cheek here. I look a little bit like Nelly, but it is indeed getting hot in here. Okay, let's get to it. Summer is over, so it is now fall in the planet Earth here. And Sharma, what's the difference between fall and autumn? Do you know what is it the same thing?
It's the same thing. It's just a different term.
So it's just the only season that has two names. Spring is spring, summer, winter, winter, and fall is autumn too.
Yeah, what do you
They
prefer,
have two
fall
names.
or autumn?
I mean, autumn sounds prettier for sure.
Yeah.
But fall, I think like more people are familiar with fall.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be interesting, like if somebody's like a second language, like what do they learn? You think they learn fall or autumn?
That's a good question. I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
And if anyone who speaks English as a second language, I guess ESL, as they say, let us know. What did you learn? Was it fall or autumn? Confusing. Okay, but let's talk about some of the damage that this summer has caused, being the hottest summer in history. Did you know that?
Is that for
It's
real?
actually for facts. 2019 was the hottest summer in history, modern day era. So tropical storm Imelda is dramatically affecting southeast Texas right now. Floods everywhere, damaging homes and causing an insane amount of damage to southeast Texas, as I said. And it's really causing a nightmare for transit in places like Houston. People are literally just leaving their cars in the middle of freeways and for days on end. So it's just really a nightmare down there, as I said. This past Friday was actually the global climate strike day, and people walked out of their jobs and people actually walked out of school. And here in New York City, 1.1 million students were allowed to walk out and protest this climate change situation because we really do need to do something about this. The environment has really taken a back seat, and we need to help our Earth here. So a lot still needs to be done. Now, Charmel, let's talk about current events. This past week, there were 1.3 million RSVPs to this event at Area 51. Not sure if you know about this, but people were supposed to show up this past week at Area 51 and just, I guess, bum rush this place where they're believed to be aliens, but only like 200 people showed up. Do you know about this though?
Yeah, no, I heard about it leading up to it. I didn't know it was last week though.
Right, this guy made a fake Facebook event, but it wasn't even fake. Like 1.3 million people were scheduled to go, and this guy should be praying to God that only 200 people showed up and didn't take it that seriously.
Yeah, I had my ticket booked that I had to cancel last minute.
No, you didn't. Did you?
Well,
Who knows? This kid's a weirdo. Maybe he did do that. Just kidding. He's not a weirdo. Let's talk about New York real estate. Actually, this tower has just topped off. The Central Park Tower in the middle of Manhattan. It's topped off at 1,550 feet. Charmel, we were talking about penthouses being way too high in the air.
Yeah.
It definitely qualifies as being way too high
Way
in the
too
air.
high. I think I disagree with that now that I think about it more. But
What do you mean? 1,550
I
feet
think,
isn't
yeah,
too high for you?
yeah, just the higher the better now.
So you're thinking you'd want to be on the 130th floor
Yeah.
in one of these buildings?
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool, to be honest.
Well, you would be higher than the Empire State Building, and
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty cool if you're above the Empire State
Yeah.
Building and there's nothing taller
Just-
than you in the city
Think about waking up
or
in the
in the
morning
world. Actually, you
and
know,
see that.
it's the longest. Excuse me, it's the tallest residential tower in the world now.
taller than the one on Park.
Yeah. So it's in New York City, tallest in the entire world. So there's definitely something cool about being taller than the Empire State Building and tallest residential building in the world. But I'd say it's either like floor 130 or bust. Like I'm not doing floor 70.
No, so now you're saying you want to go up higher?
Well, I'm saying if you're saying
if
that
you're gonna
you'd
go
be on-
high, you got to go big high.
Yeah, exactly. If you're saying that you're gonna be on the 130th floor, I'd room with you up there, I guess.
All right, let's do it. Let's
As
make
long-
it happen.
Yeah, as long as we're the highest in the city, I'll stick to that.
Okay.
So this building actually has $4 billion worth of apartments to sell. So good luck to the brokers
It'll
working
be empty
that,
for a while.
working that building. Yeah, hopefully not for them. I also wanted to talk about this new food craze. I'm all about this chicken and fried chicken crap. I can't stop
This is
talking
3
about it.
episodes in a row.
Yeah, I
talking
know,
about
dude. We're gonna talk about it. This is likely one of the last food things I'll bring up because this is just so ridiculous. Okay, Kentucky Fried Chicken, known as KFC, has debuted this donut chicken sandwich. Like, what the hell? And they're trying it in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in Norfolk and Richmond, Virginia. So are they putting the sandwich out in extremely unhealthy cities and just seeing if like the obese
Probably.
people of America are gonna?
Oh, how dare you?
I know that was bad. I realized after I said that, but
How dare
what do you?
you.
They're obviously targeting certain types of people.
Yeah,
if
I'm
they're,
sure
if they're
they are.
going to these 3 cities, why didn't they open
What was
one
it?
in Manhattan? at
Richmond.
first?
What else?
Richmond, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Mm.
So 3 very suburban towns. But you better have free health insurance if you're going to be eating one of those. KFC's got to be giving out vouchers for everybody who eats one of those sandwiches. I'd say like $200 in free medical bills every time you eat one of those sandwiches.
Well, if you go to Dunkin Donuts or something like that, you could get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a donut, right? If you ask for it. And I've seen people do it.
No way.
Yeah, you can. If you go, you can get it on anything you want. If you go
I
into,
guess you
Yeah.
could theoretically do that.
I've seen people do it, not like my friends or anything. I've been behind someone in line.
No
at
one that
Dunkin'
you know.
Donuts.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, and he was ordering a sausage, egg, and cheese on a glazed donut.
Oh my god. And I'm thinking even
and
now,
a culotta too, like
you could
some
get-
vanilla
Oh.
sugar thing.
dude, I feel like we were talking about this earlier. If I were to eat something like that with that sugar content, I would just feel terrible the rest of the day. But I feel like you build up a tolerance to this sugar, and a lot
yeah.
of sugar just eventually isn't enough and won't take you down.
Yeah,
You
but
just
then
need to
your
keep eating
insulin-
more and more sugar.
And you get diabetes.
Right. Well, and that's what I'm talking about. If KFC has the audacity to make a sandwich like this and advertise it, they got to be giving some vouchers out for medical bills, bro.
Yeah.
But what are these people ordering at Dunkin' Donuts? Literally it's not even on the menu, and they're ordering donuts with the bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh man, just like I'm imagining like a pink sprinkled Homer Simpson donut with like a sausage, egg, and cheese. Not great. Definitely something that I am not going to try. I don't know about you, man. So let's get back to our segment that we discuss frequently on the previous 4 episodes we've had here. Don't do that. So the first thing I wanna get out and on the don't do that, Charmel, I'll get to you over there. I want to talk about girls and their Instagram, and maybe guys too. I notice it more frequently on girls. Girls in this app called Facetune. Have you ever heard of this app? This app called
I've heard of
Facetune.
Facetune, yeah.
It makes people.
Hot.
It makes people look
Makes people
deformed,
hotter.
man. It makes people look deformed.
Yeah, no.
Like
seen it.
you can tell there's like swivels in the picture of somebody
you
trying
can
to
tell.
make their abdomen skinnier,
Yeah.
or you do it in your face and it makes you look like an alien. I'm not here for the Facetune. I just like natural pictures. Maybe you throw a black and white filter on there.
Yeah.
That's totally kosher. Or you do that midnight New York, something like that. You know, some filter that will accentuate some feature in the picture. But we're not looking to trim off 20 pounds or add abs or whatever it is.
I can understand if people do it a little bit because, I mean, I don't want to get too deep about it, but with the whole Instagram unattainable
the
body
image. Yeah.
So you have people who maybe are a little self-conscious about,
Right.
you know, their skin or something.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe they have some acne or something like that. They can do
That's
it.
fine.
You can do it a little bit. But I see what you're saying.
Blemishes are fine.
Sometimes you could see they're taking a picture with someone next to them and they have normal face and their face is like glowing.
Right.
It looks like someone brushed it with like I don't know what.
Full airbrush.
Yeah, straight up airbrush.
Whatever it is. But
yeah, and it's really obvious.
we need to chill with this Facetune. You're all beautiful the way you are.
Most
Just
of you.
the way you are. No,
kidding.
all of you. Come
I'm
on.
kidding.
Pat's joking over here. Speaking of beautiful, we'll get this guy's face on the camera very shortly. Pat, you have one before you want me to say my second one and then you give me one.
You say your second.
Okay, so I was actually eating lunch today at one of my more favorite Mexican places that I've been to. I won't blow up their spot.
Ooh.
But
Drop the at.
No, I won't. I won't drop the at because what I'm about to say is not great. It's a don't do that. Don't serve avocados that aren't right, man. Avocados are a staple of whatever you're feeding your customer, and if the avocado isn't ripe, I'd say just say you don't have avocados that are ready, or don't put the avocado in. But if you put in an avocado that's just way too unripe,
Too firm avocado.
it's really going to affect the meal, and chances are I'm not going to want to order that again. So while I know avocado prices I'm pretty sure are going up,
Yeah,
because
they
of
fluctuate a lot.
everything that's going on, I'd say hold back on the avocado unless it's really ready to eat. Otherwise, that's going to disappoint a lot of people.
How do they time that? Do they? Because when I go and get an avocado at the store, I get like 3 and they're rock hard.
Right.
And then I forget about them because I'm waiting for them to ripen up.
Yeah.
And then they turn to mush by the end of the week.
Now, back to an old topic. Where do you put those puppies? In the fridge or in the cabinet?
I usually put them in the fridge because if I put them in the cabinet, then I'll just forget about them because I go in the fridge more often. And then, like I said, it'll just turn to mush by the end of the week. So I forget about it.
Right.
And no one wants a mushy cado either.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like people have to be very self-aware with their avocados.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'd love to grow my own avocado. That'd be cool.
That would be chill. If we had trees in New York where we could do that, in Manhattan rather,
Yeah.
that'd be fresh.
Someday.
Do you have one for me? Don't do that?
Yeah, I got one.
Let's hear it.
When you go to Dunkin Donuts, don't order a bacon, egg, and cheese on a donut because you're gonna get cancer and it's bad for you.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
That's not good.
Yeah. I don't mean to laugh at a disease, but
That's definitely a don't do that too.
Don't
so
do that.
we'll take it. One question I have for you was showering the other day. Actually, a two-part shower question. Two-part shower
favorite
question.
kind of question.
Okay, so body wash and face wash. What's the difference?
See, I'm a bit of a skincare guy, so I know I could enlighten you on this if you really want to be enlightened.
Okay, well give me the short version of why you think one needs to have face wash and body wash.
Well, body wash usually has a lot of what are called sulfates and fragrance, and those will dry your skin out and irritate your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin. So a face wash is a much more mild scrub, if you will. So it doesn't have, a lot of them are sulfate free. Some of them do have sulfates. Some of them, like if it smells like a perfume, if a face wash smells like a cologne, like you're going to a club and you're next to a guy who has too much cologne on, go to the next. You want to go
to
get
the next face wash.
You want to get one that looks like the most clinical bottle. You can, like something that you would see sitting in a doctor's office, like the most doctor looking bottle of face wash. That's what you go with.
What about the ones with the beads? I notice that a lot.
So,
I think it's Clean and Clear. Other companies just do the bead stuff. Are those beads good?
It depends. So a lot of the beads are way too harsh on your face. So it's called obviously exfoliation, which is like taking off the first like light layer of skin off your face.
Yes.
Obviously. But some of them use like almond shells or like like grounded up peanut shells, and they're like way too harsh on your skin. They just end up tearing up your skin. So I would just if you want to exfoliate, just use a chemical exfoliant or a light washcloth.
And body wash is just very generic kind of wash.
It's got a lot of chemicals in it. It's a little. It's because you're
not exfoliative chemicals.
The skin on your body is a little tougher, so it could take more of a beating.
Right. Now, next question. Speaking of body wash, do you wash your legs in the shower? Like thighs, thighs, quads. I would say yes, that's for sure. But you wash down to shins and ankles and feet. Legs. I mean, feet are a part of your legs. I would say an ankle situation.
I only wash my feet if I played basketball or something where
or you have like dirty
stank
feet
going on,
dirty feet bottoms.
If it's just a regular day, no, I just kind of let the soap kind of drip.
Yeah,
down
you know what? I feel like people don't really wash their legs. There are a lot of calves and shins that are going unwashed. Pat, I have a question for you. So when I was growing up, I feel like I was told a bunch of random lies, lies that really didn't need to be told. Besides the obvious, like Santa Claus is real and the Tooth Fairy is real kind of lies. I remember specifically there was one time in like second grade where Mr. Softee ice cream truck was outside of my school. And I wanted to get ice cream, wanted to get some soft serve. And my mom's reasoning for her not letting me have Mr. Softee was that Mr. Softee doesn't wash his hands. And you know what? I'm thinking about that now. It could be very valid. Mr. Softee
does not wash his
might
hands.
not wash his hands. Where's he going to the bathroom, too?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a toilet in there.
You think he has a sanitized station? You think he's scrubbing down after every Softee he's giving out? I don't think so.
I don't know. But you know what? I feel like that was also a lie, though. My mom just maybe didn't want to wait in line.
Well, for sure she just didn't want to
didn't want me eating the ice cream.
Yeah.
But maybe it also turned out to not be so much of a lie because maybe that guy's not washing his hands. I'll give my mom the benefit of the doubt there.
She was looking out for you.
Yeah, she was definitely looking out for me. Because ice cream is not really that healthy either. Unless you're having these, I'm seeing these. These
Van Leeuwen?
Well, Van Leeuwen too.
Yeah.
Vegan ice cream. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
But they have like these things called Halo Tops, which is like 300 calories in the entire pint.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Gross, though.
Yeah, but like the vanilla one tastes pretty good. I had it the other day.
Yeah,
solid. I recommend the vanilla bean of that.
Shout out Halo Top. Sponsor the pod.
Yeah, right. You see my shirt over here. Sponsor the pod. Somebody sponsor the pod. Get back to us if you have an opinion. I actually sent out some shirts last week, the Ted Jones World T-shirts. So that was pretty cool. I had some people reach out. Ted Jones World on Instagram. Send us a message over here or shoot us an email. tedjonesworld@gmail.com. Let's jump to sports. We had spoken last week about college athletes not getting paid because Tim Tebow, former Florida Gator, captain of the Florida Gator national championship team, spoke out and said that these kids don't deserve to get paid. They should just really realize that they're part of something bigger, their college and whatever it is, their legacy in the sport. But it just really doesn't make any sense to me, especially when I'm watching college football for a little bit this past weekend. Michigan at one point was down 35-0 against Wisconsin. This was happening in the third quarter. They were down 35-0. And this guy who's coaching Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, great guy it seems, but he's getting paid $9 million a year. What kind of coach gets paid $9 million a year, the most in college football, most in college sports, and is losing 35-0 to a team who's ranked essentially the same as them? Just makes absolutely no sense. So this guy's making $9 million, and all these other kids are throwing their hearts on the line and getting beat up out there, and they aren't getting squat. So that's kind of messed up. That's I think that's a cry for these kids should definitely be getting paid. One person who will not be getting paid. Let's talk about this guy for a second. Antonio Brown. This guy is a nightmare. Yeah, he's you know what I think is next for him. Besides not coming back to the NFL because he called out Robert Kraft. That was a huge no-no. And he's just burning every bridge on the way out. Yeah. But this guy has been crazy for a while, and apparently this woman who had said that had accused him of sexual assault He put her in a group chat with 4 other people trying to threaten her, sending pictures of her family to her and saying that she's like dumb broke, or just really like igniting the fire as this guy is going out. And he literally had a $30 million contract in writing in Oakland. Couldn't do that. Then had more guaranteed money at New England, but all these conduct violations have left him with zero guaranteed money.
3 or 5 million, and the day before he just screwed it all up.
He was supposed to get $5 million. Yeah. Insane.
I was listening to Rex Ryan today talk about it, and he had such a great point. He was
Rex Ryan, the former coach of the Jets. Yeah.
Correct. He was saying that AB thinks that like kind of like he's God's gift to earth, and that like if he's not, he has this mentality that like the NFL is not going to just go on if he's not there. Right. Rex Ryan's point, he's like, there's some of the best athletes in the world right now just walking around the street, and guess what? No one cares.
Yeah.
And the NFL keeps going, sports keeps going. No one cares that if you're out of the league, like no one's gonna care.
You know what?
It's up to you to like figure it out.
He's such an incredible talent, and also the thing is, him burning all these bridges on the way out is even going to make it harder for him to come back in when he's begging, these guys to pay him X amount of millions of dollars per year. When he comes back, these teams are going to be like, look, dude, look at everything that you've done. I can't justify paying you more than whatever it is, $2 million for 1 year, whatever the hell it is. But you know what this kind of screams to me? This nonsense and all this shenaniganery going on. It leads me to believe that this guy might join the XFL, which is coming back.
What's coming back?
Within the next couple of months. Yes, Vince McMahon, who is the CEO of WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, is bringing back the XFL, and they came out with teams and mascots and everything. So it should be back within the next couple of months. I don't have an exact date here, but yes, the XFL is coming back. And what better person to headline the XFL, I think, with all this controversy and crap,
that's true,
than Antonio Brown. As bad of a person as he really has been to so many people around him, you just got to kind of hope and pray that this guy somewhat realizes that he's just doing a whole bunch of bad crap. And whoever is around him needs to tell him that. And I hope it doesn't. I hope this doesn't happen, after he's lost all of his money and he's gone broke within the next couple of years.
I
really hope that doesn't happen to him.
Too many yes men around.
Definitely way too many yes men.
The XFL, so with CTE on the rise, they just thought it was a good idea to bring back a league where there's no conduct rules and no hitting rules. And
as if the NFL wasn't dangerous enough already. We got the XFL coming back and bringing more danger to these players. At this point, I think anyone who's playing in the XFL is really just looking for a big paycheck. But hey, man, who isn't looking for a big paycheck, pal?
See what happens.
I want to talk about the Laver Cup, which definitely did not get a lot of coverage at all. The Laver Cup was Team Europe versus Team World. This was a tennis team event, and Team Europe actually had Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer on the team. And they played against the likes of Nick Kyrgios, Jack Sock, and other people from all over the world. Now, it was a tournament that was 6-on-6, I believe. But the thing was, it was only covered on Tennis Channel, and I did not hear anything about it at all on ESPN or anything like that. Charmel, did you hear about this? The Laver Cup, it was a great situation. You really got to see all these tennis players battle together in a team kind of way, which you never see. Rafael Nadal was coaching Fed in some circumstances, and then vice versa. And it was just really cool to see these guys all together for the end of the year tournament in terms of competing against each other, because tennis is really an alone sport, and it's nice to see that sort of camaraderie. And actually, we have an exciting guest coming on to the podcast. I'm not sure exactly when the date is, but Christy Ahn will be joining us. And Christy actually went to high school with me. She made the round of 16 at the U.S. Open this past year, which is very exciting. She beat 3 very good tennis players, and I'll give you those accolades of the people when she joins us. She should be joining us within the next few episodes, so we are all very excited. Christy Ahn, who went to high school with me and was born in New Jersey.
I got a tennis question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
You can cut this if you want, but
okay.
So how does tennis work? Like is there a regular season tennis? Like in golf, Tiger Woods, like, you know, who's the biggest golfer, obviously, he's playing in like regular non-major tournaments throughout the year. But maybe it's just because I'm not following tennis close enough. Are guys like Nadal and Djokovic, are they playing in non-slam events during the year? How does it work?
The tennis, well, I mean, for guys the guys that are like top 10, top 15, male and female who are, you know, top 10, top 15, they don't have to play all these events.
Right.
On the men's tour, they have futures, they have challengers, then they have 250s, then they have 500s, then they have 1000s, then they have grand slams.
Okay.
That's the order of the progression, like how many points you'll get. Like in the 250s, you get 250 points. ATP 500, you get 500, so on, yada, yada, yada. To win the if you win the tournament, those points go towards your ranking.
Ah, gotcha.
Now, there are tournaments 52 weeks out of the year on the tennis circuit, and it's just a matter of how many tournaments you're going to play to get how many points. There have been tennis players who've played, you know, upwards of 40 tournaments in a year, traveling literally 10 and a half months out of the year. So there's no real full off season.
Right.
Now they have the Grand Slams in January, which is the first one is in January. That's the Australian Open. They have it in May, which is the French Open.
Right.
Then at the end of June, early July, they have Wimbledon. And then at the end of August, early September, they have the U.S. Open. And those four main Grand Slams, all the top players play.
Right.
And then there are a handful of 1000s tournaments that the top guys really do play. But there is a drop-off between, you know, the Grand Slams, the 1000s, and then the 500s and the 250s. You'll find that the 500s and the 250s will have a lot of guys who are just trying to crack the top 40 in the sport, because it's so hard to freaking make money in tennis, man.
So guys like Nadal and Fed and those guys, are they playing in those 1000 tournament? What are they called? Thousands tournaments. Are they playing that just to get points towards their rankings? Is that the only incentive they would have to play in those, or are there prize monies too?
Well, I'd say absolutely both. For the prize money and the points are really significant in those tournaments. The most, you know, in tournaments like Dubai, like the purse in that tournament is way more significant than other 1000s tournaments. So people would want to play that. And just also, tennis players are spending so much money throughout the year on hotels, traveling, coaches, trainers, and the expenses really do get out of hand. And especially if you don't have a sponsor or somebody paying for everything for you, it really does get out of control. So it'd be interesting to talk to Christy to see what kind of a level she thinks the tennis player really needs to be in order to make a living during the year.
Definitely. That'd be cool.
Christy on around 90 in the world, her career high now after playing 4 years at Stanford. So I'm sure she's very excited about that. But we will we'll get to her and we'll find out what she has to say about that.
Looking forward to it.
Pat, so just before we wrap up here, I'd like to get your thoughts on anything else that might be going on in the world, especially this past week. Do you have anything to say?
I didn't come prepared today. I didn't have anything on my mind.
Well, come on. I don't believe that. You don't have anything on your mind. You're always thinking, pal. You know what? If you don't have anything on your mind right now, let's take this time. Let's get you over here, Pat. Pat, come on over here. Pat's gonna take off his headphones. We're gonna get him on camera here, and we're gonna see how gorgeous this kid is. Look, this is the executive producer over here. Pat, he's looking like he's making a move on me.
Hey,
just took the mic, but that's Pat. You guys are watching on YouTube over here. It's been great to share the screen with you. If you're tuning in via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it's been real. This was episode 5 of Ted Jones World Podcast, and reach out to us if you want to hear about anything. All right, we got a lot of stuff to say, but we're definitely interested in hearing what you have to say. Ted Jones World on Instagram and tedjonesworld@gmail.com. All right, until the next episode, peace.
don't use body wash on your face.
Don't do it.